So if you guys have been following along with my channel, you know there's really no new releases out there in the designer or niche fragrance community over the last few months outside of Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke, which is coming out in the next day or two. And then there's one that's still in Germany right now only, and that is by MANCERA. It is MANCERA TONKA. I've been really excited about this fragrance. It sounds like it's right up my alley, and so I just got a decant in today from Germany that one of my subscribers showed me to buy, and so I'm going to be reviewing that today, letting you know what I get from it. And so without further ado, let's get it. Alright everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you guys who don't know, my name is Randy, aka FragranceDoud, back with another fragrance video and finally a new release of some sort that I can actually talk to you guys about. If you saw my Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke video, which again, it's a new release, but it hasn't even came out yet, kind of like this one. And it is kind of like a more mature, a little bit more masculine take on Lost Cherry, but less synthetic. Really, really nice. I really quite like that. And then before that, it was Coach Open Road 3 months ago. This one, which by MANCERA, we're going to be talking about today, it is TONKA, is one that I was really excited to get, not only because of the name TONKA. I love tonka beans, like that powdery vanilla. I like the cola, the fizzy, like Paco Rabanne Pure XS type vibe. I was really excited about it. And to be able to have like a niche company come out with that, I was thinking, because I like a lot of MANCERAs, I thought it was going to be like a fall and winter playful date night fragrance. And I know a lot of you guys were too. And if that's what you were hoping, I can tell you it's really not that. It was something completely different than what I was expecting. And I will let you know what I do get from it, whether I like it or not, how the performance is, all of that good stuff. Before I do that, I do want to give you the note breakdown from iFragrance just to get you guys an idea of what's in this, and then I'll tell you exactly what I pull from it. So the top notes in TONKA are cherry, cinnamon, lemon, and nutmeg. The mid notes are Coca-Cola, patchouli, and orange blossom, and the base notes are tonka, vanilla, benzoin, and labdanum. So before I tell you what I get from it, I do want to let you know this is released only in Germany right now. I contacted MANCERA to see when it would be in the United States. They said at least late January to early February because they still have to do a European release. One of my subscribers, so thank you Hamzat, found a place from Etsy through Germany. If you guys actually go into Google, type in MANCERA TONKA, you can get a 2, a 5, or a 10 milliliter of it from them from Etsy. It takes about 20 days to get here from Germany. They sent it to me. It leaked just a little bit, as you can tell. It was in like a bubble wrap, and so it faded off the rest of the word. But I did get enough to be able to sample it. I wore it, so I got it a day and a half ago. I wore it that night. I wore it all day yesterday, and now I have it on my hand today to be able to tell you what I get from it. So again, when I first sprayed this on, I really was confused. I didn't expect to get what I got from it. It's a tale of two fragrances, and it's a little bit more mature, more formal than you would expect, and it's a very situational fragrance. So again, tale of two fragrances. The first 20 minutes is one fragrance, and the rest of the dry down is a completely different fragrance, just to give you the heads up on that one. When you first spray it on, and in the dry down, there are two different fragrances this reminds me of. In the opening, you get that Coca-Cola vibe. You can definitely tell there's a Coca-Cola vibe. And then undertone with it is this Roja Enigma. If you don't know what that is, and all around the rest of the world is Creation E. It has that fizzy Coke vibe. It's a little bit sweeter, formal, classier type fragrance by Roja. I won't go too much into that because it's just kind of an undertone. Then you get that Coca-Cola vibe on top. It's fizzy. It's a little bit effervescent. And then I thought you would get like a cherry because the cherry's in the opening, or some cinnamon, some spice, and again, more playful, youthful, but it's not. What you get along with that fizzy Coke vibe is a little bit of powder, that Enigma undertone, and then lemon. So that lemon comes in full force, mixing with that Coke vibe. It's like a fizzy lemon, almost smells similar to like a Sprite kind of in the opening. It has a little bit of a hint of powder and a little bit of hint of spice in the opening. And then that lasts about 10 minutes or so. Then as the lemon starts to dissipate, that's where it's like the transitional period through the mid into the dry down. And there's this herbal, slightly medicinal quality that it has almost a cough syrupy vibe that is mixing in with that fizziness and that enigma that I don't quite know. I don't know if it's because it's mixing with the dry down and the dry down's pulling up and it just comes off like that. So the opening, super unique, really nice, formal, classier, not what I expected, but really nice. A fizzy Coke with lemon and that undertone of enigma, a bit of powder, bit of spice. Going into the mid, into the dry down, again, you get that herbal quality for about, I'd say about 5 to 10 minutes. And then the fragrance completely changes. The lemon goes away, that enigma quality goes away. The only thing that really stays there is that fizziness. That Coca-Cola vibe actually kind of goes away as well, but that fizzy effervescence stays there from it. And then it turns into a fragrance that both me, my wife, and my daughter both agreed it smelled like this after 20 minutes. So if you smell this fragrance, wait till 20 minutes. If you know what this one is, it's Guerlain Lhomme Ideal Eau de Parfum. This one is very hit or miss with people. I do want to let you know. So the way that this fragrance is a tonka bean cherry fragrance with almond in it, but take the almond out of this and then add in a fizziness. And that is what you have with the Tonka Cola. So as soon as you get to the dry down, that tonka bean, that vanilla, and that benzoin come in, you get this powdery, almost vanilla, kind of creamy stickiness that mixes with that fizzy Coke, and then you get that cherry in there. It's not a cherry like Lost Cherry, and that's why it reminds me of this, because the cherry is it's not as pronounced as it is in the Eau de Parfum, so it's not as unisex. While this does come off as unisex 100%, leaning a bit masculine, and then in the dry down leaning a bit feminine almost. When you get to the dry down, that cherry isn't as prominent as it is in the Eau de Parfum. The cherry is not like a Lost Cherry. That's why it reminds me of this. It's like a deeper, darker, slightly powdery cherry, and that's what you get in this one. And again, it's not as pronounced. It's more in the background. But if you know what Lhomme Ideal Eau de Parfum smells like, take out the almond and add in this fizzy quality and dial down the cherry, and that is pretty much what you have for the rest of the fragrance. So if you loved this, then you're going to love this. If you, again, the opening is that enigma. I think the opening is stellar. I think it's really nice. Overall, I think that this fragrance is unsure for me right now. Would I buy a full bottle? Well, based on the performance, I know it still needs to mature. It jumps off the skin really nicely for the first hour, and then it's gone. So there's not even a skin scent left behind or anything like that. It just kind of goes away pretty quickly. And so I'm trying to see if maybe it just needs to mature. I don't know because it's a sample. With that said, I like the Eau de Parfum, but it's a situational fragrance for me. It's not one that I can wear all the time. It's a little bit more formal, a little bit more classy. That powdery, it just reminds me of something that I would wear to like a wedding in the fall and winter. That's exactly what I get from it. And then you have that enigma opening, which provides, it's a little bit more of a classiness to it. So again, if you were coming into this hoping that it was going to be a real heavy hitter that was sweet, fizzy, cherry Coke, vanilla Coke, that's not what you get from this. It's more of your fizzy, effervescent Coke mixed with that lemon. That herbal quality comes in, slightly medicinal. You go into the dry down, you get the Lhomme Ideal Eau de Parfum, take out the almond, add in fizziness. It's powdery, it's sweet, it's tonka bean, it's vanilla, a slight bit of benzoin in there, providing this little bit of resinous quality. Overall, I just think that this is going to be a like for most people. I don't think it's going to be a full bottle pickup for most people. I think it's kind of just going to be a middle of the road fragrance that people don't know if they're going to want to buy. Kind of like Parfums de Marly Pegasus. A lot of people like Pegasus, but they don't want to buy it because it's hard to wear in most situations. So that's the way I'm going to compare it here, is that is what this is in the realm of. Overall, it's a nice fragrance. I still need to get some wears on it. I was hoping for more cinnamon. I was hoping for more of that cherry Coke type vibe. I kind of wish that the cherry in this was more pronounced and that it wasn't the type of cherry from the eau de parfum, that it was more of the cherry from something like Lost Cherry or Cherry Smoke. I like those more synthetic type cherries, and it just doesn't do that for me here. The more brighter, juicier, kind of sour cherry. Overall, I was kind of upset with this fragrance. I don't want to put you guys off on it because it still does smell nice. If you do like Enigma, if you do like the Coke type vibes, and you do like the L'Eau Medial Eau de Parfum, I'm telling you, it smells very similar to this. And the dry down is 90% of the fragrance, so if you like L'Eau Medial Eau de Parfum, give this a shot. If you don't like L'Eau Medial Eau de Parfum, get yourself a sample or don't try it because it does smell very similar to that. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. I know you probably haven't smelled it yet, but it's just it's a like for me. Right now, I'd give it probably a 7. More because I would probably give it, if it was any other fragrance like a designer or something, I'd probably give it like a 7.5 or so. But I'm giving it a 7 because my hopes were let down, if that makes sense. Overall, the performance is lackluster. Again, hopefully it just needs to mature. I'm going to let it sit in a decant for a couple weeks and then try it out again. Outside of that, it's just a Tonka heavy. Obviously, it's Tonka Cola. Tonka heavy, fizzy heavy. But then there's some different facets to it that make me unsure. But again, I'm going to do another review of this in a few weeks, let you know if there's anything that changed. Again, comment below, let me know if this made you pissed off, what happened. So, yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I'll be back with another one. Peace out.